and fasts, a nation of ideas and inventions. But what makes us truly Ugandan is our quest to improve the quality of life for Ugandans by creating sustainable jobs, businesses, and improving household incomes. Uganda Development Bank, inspiring development.
The time check on Voice of Teso FM. It's 2 p.m. Agenda nesa wakalo ngesi nuntijo MTN Momo ibero kwanajo ai jukari sirigin otia sinelo kwapuno ikaneko Uganda itusoma MTN arabonat ilago ichie ara ikota jukari kingada osirigina kwatabon isomano ipukeda Momo nitubitai ngesa tupitai MTN nepepe emameni sibu noni MTN Momo ngesida Imani Money Bank of Uganda.
Voice of Teso News.
We affirm on anti-homosexuality law, says President Museveni. Kagwara parents at risk of arrest for children's absenteeism. Elsewhere, Angola must free man who called President clone, says Amnesty. In business relief as UNRWA opens Katonga Bridge to taxis and light vehicles. And Manchester United agree Mount terms, Messi to shun Barcelona return. Good afternoon, listener, and welcome to Voice of Teso Radio News Desk at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The news read to you by Jonah, Osike, Akello. Poor turn-up of learners in Kagwara Town Council, Serere District has angered the authorities, prompting for operations to arrest parents still retaining children at home as studies continue. Bernard Odikor, the LC3 chairperson, says he has been monitoring, and schools with enrollment of over 1,000 pupils only had less than a half of learners at school. He has pledged to mobilize his education task force team to conduct operations to establish why some parents have denied children to report back to school. The councillors in Kumi Municipality in Kumi District have been left in panic as the 2023-24 financial year budget approved drops. Yesterday, during the budget approval, Geoffrey Ongodia, the Finance Secretary who presented the 2023-2024 financial budget to the August House, says the 2023-2024 financial year budget has dropped to 8,241,024,000 shillings compared to the previous financial year 2022-23 budget, with the budget estimate of 9,498,914,409 shillings. Rosie Ikilai, the Secretary Production and Social Works, says the approved budget does not favor service delivery since most of the projects are not captured. Richard Ochom, the Kumi Municipality Mayor, says the drop in the financial budget 2023-24 is due to the removal of the seed school in the municipality. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Timuhaburwa has defended the Anti-Homosexuality Act, saying Uganda will stand firm on its values. Addressing the NRM Parliamentary Caucus retreat at the National Leadership Institute, Nari in Chankwali District yesterday, Mr. Museveni said the country will not succumb to intimidation and threats after he assented to the bill last week. The 10-day retreat has been attended by more than 400 NRM caucus members, including independents who are NRM-leaning, Vice President Major Retired Jessica Lupo, Prime Minister Robina Nabanja, and NRM Secretary General Richard Todwong, among others. Mr. Museveni urged Ugandans to remain firm and commended the members of parliament for their contribution to the fight against homosexuality.
International news.
Rights group Amnesty International is calling on Angola to release an activist, saying she has been detained arbitrarily for more than 500 days despite suffering severe health issues. Tanais Neutro was arrested in January last year after he allegedly shared a video online in which he called Angolan President Joao Lourenço a clone and said the authorities were ignorant, Amnesty says. The campaign group calls it a travesty of justice that he's still in detention despite a judge ordering his release. Mr. Neutral is a musician and activist whose songs explore social issues in Angola, including poverty, corruption, and the repression of human rights. He was last October handed a suspended sentence of 15 months after being convicted on charges of expressing outrage against the state and its symbols.
Business news.
Uganda Roads Authority UNRA has opened River Katonga Bridge to taxis, light vehicles and pedestrians, creating a sigh of relief to the road users. In a statement on Wednesday, UNRA said following repairs, the bridge has now been opened for use for lighter traffic, which includes motorbikes, saloon cars, SUVs, taxis, vans, and 28-seaters, also known as coasters. Any vehicles not included in the above category shall not be allowed to cross the bridge, UNRA said in a statement. They therefore warned that drivers of buses, lorries and trucks of any type are not yet allowed to use the bridge. According to UNRA, for the light vehicles which have now been cleared to use the bridge, there shall be a one-lane access and therefore travelers should expect some delays.
That was the business news on Voice of Teso. The sports news.
And in sports, the dust is only just beginning to settle on the Premier League season, but clubs are already plotting moves in the upcoming summer transfer market, which could see some major names be on the move. Manchester City will want to remain on top, but Arsenal, who were one of the surprise packages, want to prove their campaign wasn't a fluke and their young side can challenge again. Manchester United are eyeing Tottenham's Harry Kane, despite their instances that the forward will not be sold. Chelsea, now under a new manager, will have to sell players as much as they need to buy players following heavy investment over the past 12 months. Liverpool may also be busy as they look to address their midfield with stars like Alexis McAllister linked with a switch to Anfield. Newcastle will be offered the chance to sign Joao Felix after he was shunned by Chelsea, according to reports. The forward has been on loan at Old Trafford since January and had hoped to make the switch to West London a permanent one. Mauricio Pochettino has come in, though, and decided the Portuguese star is not for him, leaving Felix to look elsewhere.
And that was Voice of Teso News.
Time announcements. Ali Monoreto Kikwenya on Voice of Teso.
The City Town Clerk, Soroti City, wishes to inform the people in Soroti City that following the privatization of solid waste collection, Council has withdrawn all street cleaners and has handed over collection of waste to private waste service providers to enforce the polluter pays policy. In light of the above, the general public and specifically the business community and households are hereby informed to seek services of private service providers to collect their waste. Take notice that anybody disposing of waste either in front or behind or around their premises shall be liable for a fine as stipulated in the law. A clean city is my responsibility, your responsibility, and our responsibility. Signed by management. And with this list now, we come to the end of the news and an announcement at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Jonah Osike Akello is my name. OP, the offside man, is coming back to give you more on the sports wave. Mourinho was disappointed yesterday. He did not manage it. After scoring the goal, he decided to park the bus. Sevilla won the trophy.
The Sports Wave on Voice of Teso
is brought to you by
Pepsi. Pepsi, for the love of it.
Ekakirol Bobos Biaruhanga, a midfield general lo Uganda Cranes. I bun kidding na emopira. Mame patana, ekotojo ojatar akonya na ipenen.